What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. It's predictions time for the big game this weekend. Wales taking on South Africa at the Stadium. Yes, I know it's called the Principality Stadium, but I've grown up knowing it as the original name, and I will call it that name because this stadium has so much history, so much passion, so much emotion within. I know of one or two people who have been lucky enough to witness a rugby game between the Springboks and Wales in that very stadium, and they said it was electric, goosebumps everywhere because of how passionate the crowds are, how passionate the singers are, how passionate the game is, because the teams just really give it the absolute all when playing against each other. We have two fantastic rugby teams who haven't had a bad year, especially for Wales. They've really done well. They came second in the Six Nations. They did not too shabby in their June. Obviously, they were very impressive. One of the teams to have won in the Northern Hemisphere, which is great for them. Well, in the Southern when they played, but for Northern, they've done pretty well in the November internationals, especially the highlight beating Australia for the first time in so many years. They've really upped the level and are now being called contenders, dark horses within the World Cup next year, and rightly so. They damn well deserve it. They're fantastic players within their squad. Some to mention, obviously, unfortunately, Leo Halfpenny has been ruled out of this game due to concussion that he received against Australia, which is sad news, man, because such a talented player who's been a force for Wales. He's really been strong. He's a kicking machine. He's done a lot of great things for Wales, and I'm gutted that he's not playing. I want to see the best of Wales, but they've got a great team either way. Jonathan Davies, one of the top centres in world rugby. Gareth Davies, great name, one of the scrum halves for Wales as well. Then you've got Jenkins, Jones, all those freaking phenomenal players within the Welsh squad. Just a memory for me watching Shane Williams play for Wales. Short bloke, dynamite, comes in small packages. I can relate to that. Love watching that man play for Wales. He was so quick and so brilliant at what he does. But this game is going to be an epic one. And why I say epic is because South Africa have a lot to prove. On the last 4 meetings, we've not beaten Wales. This year, we can remember in America, we played Wales. Both teams had second, third team, but again, it wasn't a mash as South Africans want to remember, as we thought that was going to be the start of the new era of Springbok rugby. Luckily, we recovered in the June internationals against England, where we beat them 2-1, and then obviously had a very good championship, coming up second, beating the All Blacks for the first time in New Zealand. And then November internationals have been so-so. We had a unfortunate loss against England, one we should have won and capitalised on. France fought hard and they gave us a good run, but we got a good win in the 85th minute. And obviously Scotland picking up a good win there with against a hard fought Scottish team. And now we're ending off with Wales, a fantastic rugby team who give it their absolute all when playing, and it's going to be an extremely tough battle, and it's going to be one to remember. What a way to end off the November internationals for these two teams playing against each other. It's an epic end. I'm sad it's over. It's the last game to be predicting for South Africa, but I want to see a fantastic performance from the Springboks. I hope we can pick up a good victory to silence the critics and restart the time of great Springbok rugby. We've shown a lot of improvement in 2018. There's a lot to still work on as we build up for the 2019 Rugby World Cup, but if we can end off beating Wales, a fantastic competitive team, we will be smiling at the end of it and have had a very good November international series, which is fantastic, which will be fantastic if we get it right. If we look at the Springboks, we've got a good squad. I'm very impressed with the squad. I'm proud of what they've achieved under the circumstances of pressure, where we've come from last year to being pretty much the laughing stock to actually being on a competitive level again, showing what we're made of, showing our improvement and showing off the talent that we have within South Africa, which has been absolutely amazing. This weekend we obviously still without Faf de Klerk, who's got provincial duties. So we got probably Embarrass Papier starting again, and then Van Zyl on the bench. I'm hoping Rassie brings in Schroeder from the Sharks. I think he deserves a starting position. He might mix things up a bit, but I hope he doesn't mix it up too much to confuse things. I want a strong team against Wales. We all know what they're capable of, and if I know Rassie, he will want to silence the critics, remake history, and start beating Wales. And ending off this 4-year drought of not winning against this fantastic rugby team. So from a squad point of view, I want to see pretty much the same. I want a strong squad, just a change here and there as we go forward. But I want this team to really use their brains when playing. I want to see a good passing game. I want to see, we've discussed it in the comment section, and I see a few of you agreed with me. We need to play to our wings. We've got two fantastic wings with Deante Nkosi. We got two gems. We got Aplon on the bench, not Aplon, Colby on the bench, maybe Aplon, who are also quick, who are brilliant with the ball, who can dummy, who can dodge, who can skillful play. For me, we got to use them in order to get tries. We can't do this pick up and go, repetitive. I don't mind at the odd time, but we can't do it the whole blinking game. Otherwise, we're not going to get anywhere. Wales are going to pick up the ball and capitalise. We've got to watch the Welsh. They've got a freaking good team within them. And Davies could just get the ball and freaking run away with it. And I'm very nervous of that. I'm talking both Davies in this one. Springboks really need to play cleverly. Box kicks, if you do it, don't do it as often, and make sure they're accurate, because that seems to cost us games or cost us silly movements. This isn't going to be a walkover. This isn't going to be an easy game. It's going to be bloody hard. Wales are also wanting to prove a point as they build into the World Cup. They're going to be wanting to silence their critics, their media who might be negative. I don't think they are. But people who will say, no, they might just fold off. You can never count this team off. They beat Australia for the first time in over 10 years, which is an amazing accomplishment. They're going to be on a high. They're going to want to continue that. I mean, taking a November series, winning all the games, will be absolutely amazing for Wales and for Gatland. And if that's the case, it's well deserved. But as a South African, I hope that's not the case. I want to see a Springbok victory. This game should be intense. I think we're going to see a very close scoring game. I'm hoping lots of tries. I want to see it back and forth with cleverness and Springbok play. They need to make sure they capitalise. They need to make sure they get the procedures right when going for the ball and not throwing it away. Handling errors need to be spot on. Otherwise, we are going to lose. We need to be able to capitalise on everything. And if Wales makes a mistake, capitalise, score a try, or get the ball, or get a point. So vice versa, obviously Wales will be wanting to do the same if South Africa make the mistake. So we need to be on alert. If we're not on alert, we are going to lose. So it's important that these players play to their strength and play cleverly. If we look at past fixtures, obviously we know the American game where South Africa lost by 2 points. 22-20 was the score, and Wales picked up that victory. It's a game that South Africa were very frustrated with because, yes, although we had a third team, we still had a lot of the players that are around now, and we could have capitalised on opportunities, but we just played shocking rugby. But we've come a long way since then. So I think Wales are going to see a very different South African side to what they saw in America. If we look at previous results last year in December, 24-22 Wales victory, I remember that. That was a tough loss for us. We needed a win to try and get our hopes up towards the end of the year. And with that loss, unfortunately, South Africa were very negative as a public because of what Alistair Coetzee was doing to Springbok rugby. If we go back to 2016, we lost 27-13, much bigger margin. 2015 at the World Cup, 23-19, we beat them. Sorry, so it's only 3 losses that we've had, not 4, my mistake. So either way, it's going to be a very tough challenge. It's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm nervous of what's going to happen, but one thing I'm confident about, and I hope Rassie does it, is stick to the inform Andre Pollard. Keep him in, because he's playing some great rugby, and if he can score a try like he did previously, then we've got a good movement. If our centres work well together, we've got a movement forward. But one thing's for sure, they need to pass the ball and get it out if they're wanting to win with tries. The Welsh aren't bad with their kicking game, obviously without Halfpenny. They've got obviously Gareth there to Askham and all the other blokes there, so they've got backups. But they need to make sure that they are ready. I don't know if the international window is going to affect this, or the provincial games, Pro 14 and all that stuff starting. Hopefully it doesn't. Obviously this was recorded before the teams were announced, but I'm hoping for two strong teams. I really want a strong team of Wales, because if we beat them it will feel all that better. Just kidding. Either way, or we'll just get smashed like 2 years ago, but hopefully not. It's going to be a cool game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to see this game. Shout out to Gareth Hughes, friend of mine who I met earlier this year, one of my subscribers who I met from Dubai. Big avid Welsh fan, so I'm excited to see what we can do, my friend. It's going to be an epic game. Hopefully Springboks make me proud, but I know we'll be texting each other during the game. So that's going to do for the... I haven't even predicted. So, prediction time. Jeepers, I'm a bit slow today. It's been a long day. South Africa, I think, are going to go at it hard, and it's going to come down to the end. Whoever wins at the end, or whoever can hold out with them from a fitness point of view, will win at the end. Now, what I've seen recently from South Africa is we've been able to hold it out a bit. We beat the French in the last, or in the 85th minute, which is an important factor. If we capitalize on our lineouts, if Marks is good, we can definitely win this. So prediction wise, I'm going to go South Africa by 3 to 5 points. It's going to be close, it's going to be intense, but I think South Africa have the capability of beating Wales. But one thing's for sure, and South Africa need to remember this Welsh team just beat Australia. Yes, I know Australia are weak and are in a bad state, but Australia did also beat South Africa. So anything is possible, and we haven't beaten them in the last 3 times we played them. So it's important that South Africa concentrate, capitalize. If we don't do that, we're going to lose. But I'm confident that we can pick up a win. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. South Africa to win. Hopefully, fingers crossed, best of luck to both teams. May the best team win. And I will see you guys for a recap next week Monday, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that. Turn on the bell notifications, and I'll see you guys real soon for that video. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.